Welcome to the Bullring. I'm your host, Jim Tretow. We love all things short track racing. We got some great things to cover here on this program. This is a big week for the Kawicki Driver Development Program. They're announcing their fabulous 5 Underbird drivers they'll be following all year. This is the week they're going to announce those drivers as they aspire to win the Kawicki Cup. We'll talk to one of those drivers here in the program, Taylor Hoar. We also are previewing the Hickory Motor Speedway big weekend. The Easter Money 150 has 2 150 lappers this weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway. You can catch that on Racing America. We'll preview that big weekend and catch up with Spencer Davis, a busy driver with Ben Kennedy Racing when it comes to super late model racing. We also have a chance to talk a lot about what's coming up in the world of short track racing and how important sponsorship is and can be here in the world of short track racing. We begin with some breaking news of sorts. A huge sponsorship has come to the ASA Stars National Tour. An entitlement sponsor has come on board to sponsor the series for 2025. With us now is the CEO of Track Enterprises, who runs all things ASA Stars and all things ASA. Bob Sargent, thanks for joining us here on the Bullring.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me.
I know you're a busy guy. Thanks for pulling off to the side of the road for just these few minutes. There's a lot going on. How exciting is this? Locking down an entitlement sponsor for the 3rd season of the ASA Stars.
You know, it's great. We've got so much good help behind us with the, the ASA Stars series, all the ASA branded regional series, and everybody's put a lot of time and effort in this, and the sponsors that have been with us so far have been such an integral part of it. And now that we've got a real title series sponsor, we're just very excited about it and think it's going to take us the next step forward and really continue this whole series into the right path for future.
And I see that they're stepping up and presenting sponsorship already in this next coming race, March 23rd at Five Flag Speedway, the Sunshine State 200, presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch. Are they involved in any other way when it comes to race involvements thus far?
They are. You'll see them on a lot of races this year, and including when we go to Dominion the first week of April. So, again, couldn't be happier to have all the guys from Sucker Punch involved, and we're looking forward to helping launch this new product that they're working on and get them into a lot of different markets, encourage all of our fans to try it out, and again, tell their friends and family and all their businesses in the markets that we go to put them in their stores. But, just a good group. That's what we build ourselves around. Good people, good, same like-minded foresight for future and positive, sales for their product, and then everything that we do here in the series with all the good race car drivers we have.
And I understand that there were 10 races the last 2 years. You added 2 races in Virginia and Tennessee with Appalachian Heritage Distillery based in Virginia. I mean, that's probably a draw for them as well. Are you getting a lot of interest from racetracks and sponsors that now see the regional benefit, not just the national benefit, to be involved?
Yeah, we really are. We kind of focused on our 10 races and our 10 race series. And these 2 tracks, we said from day one that we were only going to go, the one thing that we had a mandate from our teams and the fans, only go to the premier tracks, make this special. And, we had 10 really good ones. And these 2 came to our attention. And, then with Wade and everybody stepping up with us in their area, it's just all really came together. We're looking forward to going to the Newport track with Chuck there. So everything's just really a positive direction right now. We started out great at New Smyrna. So on to our second one now.
Back to the Sunshine State 200, presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch on Sunday, March 23rd on Track TV. That's another exciting race. So there's going to be some really good big guns racing there. But we've seen big guns already. We saw Christopher Bell step back into his super late model, race with the ASA Stars at New Smyrna Speedway. So this is a telling sign that there's interest more than just teams that want to do this. You get interest in just about every direction of racing, top on down, too.
Well, we really are. We've been fortunate to get the NASCAR guys to watch what we're doing and jump in whenever their schedules allow, whether it be Christopher Bell that now is went on to win 3 NASCAR races. So makes us feel good about that he raced with us and raced good at New Smyrna. But, all the other NASCAR drivers have jumped in, whether it be from the Truck Series, Xfinity, or definitely some of the Cup guys. So we look forward to some of them joining us throughout the year. But the solid ones that we have, whether it be our Platinum program that we have signed up for the year, or the guys that can do only half the shows, or even one-offs. They're just really good quality in these super late models, and we're glad to put them all together in a series.
Yeah, I mentioned the ASA Platinum program presented by Rackley Roofing and Track Enterprises. 15 teams committing to every one of these races. That's a big endeavor. That's a big statement saying you're going to see these stars at every race, and you've got some of the biggest names in short track racing committing. That's got to be a huge portion of what this series is growing toward, getting everybody thinking, if I got to race the best, I got to race an ASA Stars National Tour.
Absolutely. I mean, again, we spent 2 years kind of growing this, putting it all together. Leaned a lot on our regional tours, so we think that this all working well together as a family. All 3 regional tours seem to be very successful and healthy, and now we've got these drivers signed to come to our races, support us, and in turn we get sponsors like Sucker Punch and Rackley and all these sponsors that we have to in turn try to help, and it all works together, and hopefully the teams will prosper from this also.
And Bob, working with Tim Bryant, let's go region by region, if you will. Tim Bryant with the Southern Super Series, an ASA sanctioned series, racing with him again at Five Flag Speedway track he runs and operates. It's kind of neat knowing that you've got all this cooperation. It takes quite a bit of effort. And how important is it to have guys like Tim Bryant working with you?
Well, again, we set out as a mandate from the teams and the fans to get the best tracks we can. And naturally, what comes with the best tracks is usually the best promoters and owners. In many different areas, both sincerity and loyalty and business acumen to be able to put all this together. So Tim is definitely one of the top ones. All other 11 ones that we have, we feel the same way about. And we just couldn't be more bullish on our season coming up for 25, 26, 27. And, who knows how we'll just keep growing. And we're trying to do this at a measured pace and be successful as we go. And not only for us, but for all of our partners involved, the sponsors, the tracks, the teams, the fans. So we have a lot of different areas that we are trying to all make go the same direction.
I also noticed on the 2025 schedule, you can find at starsnationaltour.com, the ASA CRA Super Series. They're racing quite a bit of combination races with the Stars National Tour. That's also part of the formula, right? Guys that race their regions can still compete, or guys that race super late models across the country can still compete with ASA Stars. It's not a special car, or it's just a matter of making sure the rules are all complying. How important is that for that series to be able to join the Stars?
It is very important. We kind of put these in 3 different regions: the South, the middle of the United States, and the Midwest up north in Wisconsin area. And very important. We involve all of them. We're working on the rules packages to be the same so that the teams can go all over the United States here in this upper Midwest, lower Midwest. And it's really working well. It gets all the promoters together, kind of like an alliance to run their other programs. And then when we bring the series in, it all works well together. So that's kind of been the plan. And again, we knew we weren't going to move everything really fast, but it's really going in the right direction. We have our ABC committee. We have our rules for our engines. We really talk a lot to many different business partners in the industry. And I think that's going to show a lot of payoff.
Yeah, from my perspective, things are going in the right direction. They're growing and they're accelerating and they're getting more attention, like Appalachian Sucker Punch joining as an entitlement sponsor. Congrats on the current success. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks at Five Flag Speedway, Pensacola, Florida for the the Sunshine State 200 presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch. Bob, thanks a lot for joining us here on the show.
No, thank you. And again, anything we can do to come on board, down at Pensacola that weekend, we're going to be 3 days, Friday night show, a Saturday night ARCA East show, and then our super late models. So come on down and spend the weekend.
It's going to be great to see it all on Track TV as well. Bob Sargent, thanks for joining us here on the Bullring. We're now bringing in Wade Lopez here with the Appalachian Heritage Distillery and Brewing Company. And Wade, it's exciting to know a racer is getting involved in a big way. How important is it for you in short track racing knowing this step is going to bring your brand forward with the ASA Stars National Tour?
I think it's going to be a great association for us to be with the National Touring Series. We believe the brand visibility is going to be exceptional. It's the target audience we're looking for. We believe that grassroots, local level racing is the most loyal and engaged fans of any sport. So we're very excited to be doing this.
We saw the Appalachian Sucker Punch logo on your race car. You won Highlands Motorsports as well, competing in this series at New Smyrna. What will we see at the racetrack and maybe even on some of these broadcasts we see or even here on the Bullring?
A lot of things have come up. It's been pretty new to us, and Bob and those guys have been fantastic, and Marty to work with. So a lot of new broadcasts coming. We're glad to have, I think, the best short track racer in America, piloting our car this year. Derek's just, the first race, probably wasn't the results we wanted, but we had a lot to learn from, and we're going to be coming out with different flavors and different colors at every track. So, just try to have fun with it. Like, we named our recipe. We've been working on this recipe for almost 4 years, and we finally got what we're very proud of. And we're trying to have fun with it. And we've done like wrestling moves, like Razzle Dazzle Blue Raspberry and Power Bomb, Cherry and Pile Driver Peach. So, we want to have fun at the racetrack. We want to have fun with all the fans, engaging them and helping them with what we like to say is a very adult beverage spirits, 12%, ABV, so it can sneak up on you. And but it's a very good taste. And the cool thing is, it's budget oriented. I think it's budget friendly, so we're not concerned with tariffs, trade wars. We're trying to help inflation out there.
Well, the great thing about it is, what better way to enjoy a race on a hot day than crack one open, pour it over ice, and enjoy it, right? I mean, that's going to be kind of the fun flavor you bring to the race as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Wade, when it comes to those involved, we're learning about Wade Lopez. We're learning about Highlands Motorsports. I'm impressed with what you and co-owner Josh Reeves have built already. 2 back-to-back championships in the Cars Tour with 2 drivers that I know and I've followed in Luke Fenhaus and Caden Quapple. But now you've had a chance also to dip in the world with Zane Smith a couple years ago to get him some super late model drives as he's making his way through NASCAR now in the Cup Series. Talk about your team and the commitment you have for your Highlands Motorsports efforts going forward.
Yeah, we took a little hiatus from racing to grow the business back a few years ago, kind of when the Great Recession started, and then introduced to Josh, and we decided to do a little pro and some super racing at that point. That's really, the supers are just a passion of mine. I just love the speed. I love the throttle control, how it puts the driver, the driver's such a big part of it. And, we just started building the program, and, Josh won Bristol in the very first race for us. And, then he started dating my daughter, and, then one thing, now he's got my grandson. So, he's pretty okay guy as far as I'm concerned. But, and really, he's just a super sharp, talented individual. He's got good people around him. He's a good communicator. And I think the best thing that I can say about what we've accomplished is, it's fun, being able to go to the racetrack and know the preparation's there, all the work goes in. So when we unload, we know we've got a shot everywhere we go. And now that we have Derek Thorn, we really feel like we have an absolute shot every time, we're going to unload that race car. We feel like we should be in the top 5.
How'd you snag a driver like Derek Thorn, who's winning championships in just about everything he drives, and he's so meticulous and can be such a great help when it comes mechanically to getting that car to turn?
Yeah, and that's going to help also. We stepped away from supers for a little while, and I probably, I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag. We're unloading a new piece next weekend, and it's. I mean, when I say unloading, the first time it's going to be on a track is there. So I think we'll either be really good or they'll be busting their butt to catch up on some things, because there's a lot of new engineering on it that we're trying, and some things that we're really looking forward to that we think is going to help give us a little more forward bite.
Wade, as far as what you're doing to prepare for this entire season now as an ASA Platinum team owner with Highlands Motorsports, what have you guys had to do, or as you said, bring out a new piece? Is there a lot more things you had to add to the program to be at the level or be ready for a full season with ASA Stars?
I'll be honest with you. We're at the best point as far as equipment in the last 10 years where we are today. And a lot of that to be, kind of looking back is, the people that we've had in the race cars, from Luke, Fenhaus, to Caden, to even last year with TJ, all those gentlemen took care of the race car. So we didn't have a lot of catching up to do. Now, what we've done is we continue to upgrade our equipment, and we bought some new pieces. And one of the new pieces we're working on through the winter that we'll be pulling out, at Pensacola. So I'm probably have to say we're at the best point from an equipment standpoint than we've ever been. And you know how that can go. That can change virtually. We got Hickory on a Thursday, I think, and then we got Newport on a Saturday. So you know how that can go. So,
big time.
But we feel pretty good.
Speaking of going, where can we find Appalachian Sucker Punch in stores or online to make sure we're supporting products that support racing?
Well, that's a good question, and we'll have a website up that's going to have that out. But right now, we're committed to making sure, because we were going to roll this out in the fall, right when football season started, but then Hurricane Helene, just wiped us out. I mean, it literally, it was a struggle, and we were late getting this product out. The cool thing is it's made in the USA, it's bottled in the USA, but we have a commitment to make sure we get it to the tracks first. So the distributors at the tracks, that's going to be the best place to buy this, at the concession stand. But here we're locally in Southwest Virginia, we're using Blue Ridge. They're doing a great job for us, and of course, Food Country USA is carrying our products locally, and so it's been a pleasant surprise so far. But demand kind of went a little faster than supply right from the get go, so that's a good thing.
It's a great thing. Hey, it's great to have you involved. We're looking forward to seeing. Well, I see we saw the white Appalachian Sucker Punch car at New Smyrna. You said there'd be a couple of changes in colors, but what a great looking race car. What a great presentation already. Looking forward to seeing you all season long with the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. Wade Lopez, thanks for your time today on the Bullring.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That car is sweet. It's going to change colors, and I'm telling you, I went to the website. You got to check out their Facebook page. It's exciting knowing how involved they're going to be in short track racing this coming year. And now we're talking to the driver of the number 96 Highlands Motorsports Chevrolet that's racing full-time this year in the ASA Stars National Tour. But that new name, Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, has a nice ring to it. We saw that logo on your car, Derek Thorn. Welcome to the Bullring, and welcome to all this big news we're sharing here today.
It is awesome to see, to have, Wade Lopez and Josh Reeves and the entire Highlands Motorsports team, to have them part of the ASA National Tour, to have me super thankful to even be driving in it, but then also to be representing the Appalachian Sucker Punch brand and the Appalachian, I'm going to get that backwards, but I'm keep working on it. Appalachian Heritage Distillery, to have those guys on board and to see what they're doing within the series. It's cool to be part of all of it.
And when you committed to becoming an ASA Platinum driver, that meant you're going to be at every one of these ASA races. But as it turns out, Wade Lopez had other things in mind. Bringing that sponsor forward, that's got to be a big boost in your mindset from all the racing you've done. A big boost for short track racing, too.
No, it is, and I think the ASA National Tours is it's got great momentum. And this just adds to it, to have them part of it, to have a national brand, to have them representing, their company, Appalachian Sucker Punch, to have ASA doing what they're doing, to have the names they have in ASA at the moment with your Pollards and Nassies, and to have the national tour. And it's got a lot of great tracks, and I think we'll have a lot of fan appeal as we go to these different places throughout the country. And it's going to be awesome to obviously represent the 96 Highlands Motorsports team, but at the same time, it's going to be fun to put on a show for all these fans and have all these great partners associated with us.
You've had great success with a number of teams at a very high level, winning those championships in the Southwest Tour, winning the championships in the ARCA West Series, having an opportunity to race and win with Byron Campbell at every chance you possibly could for a number of years. Right. What's it like working with Highlands Motorsports, knowing the success they've had the last couple of years in the Cars Super Limited program with 2 championships back to back before this year?
They do it right. Josh Reeves and Wade, they both have the program needed to run at a national level, and it's been fun to get to know them. And obviously, it takes time for the chemistry and stuff to click and to get the momentum going. And then we're going to 4 or 5 of the tracks this year I've been to, 4 or 5 I haven't, as with them as well. So it's a learning curve for all of us. But what's cool is when we unload, we know we have a shot to win. We have the equipment to win. We have the people to win. To have Wade's background in racing, to have Josh's background in racing, both as owners and drivers, and then to have myself in the mix. I feel like we have all the pieces we need to do well or to do it right. And I think that's all you can ask for as a driver. And hopefully as the year goes on, we'll take it one race at a time. But I feel like those are all the pieces we need to have some success in the series.
This series travels to some really storied racetracks and some crown jewel events. A big crown jewel event you won in 2022 was the Snowball Derby. And guess what? We're heading back to Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola for the next ASA Stars National Tour race presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch. It's the Sunshine State 200. Your thoughts about the setups you want and going with this new team to a track you know very well?
Yeah, no, I think that the hardest thing to navigate is the tire. The tire has been changing for the last couple of years. Hoosiers obviously unrolled a new tire for 2025. So as we go to these new places, the curve, we have obviously learning curves amongst ourselves to show up to a track and find the package we want and what we need out of a race car. But at the same time, it's a learning curve just understanding the tire and what the tire may want for that weekend. And, we show up to the track. Dirt racers show up same day. We obviously get a day of practice, but we get a couple hours on Friday or Saturday leading up to the event, and then we have Sunday itself. So your window of opportunity to learn a lot of things is narrow. But I feel like with the pieces we have within Highlands Motorsports and Josh and the notes that we have, and me, the experience I have at Pensacola, hopefully we can navigate that, better than most and take it one lap at a time and hopefully adjust. The nice thing is we have the stage breaks, which give us chances to tie in like some changes and try some different things. But I think all in all, the the fun of Pensacola, the passion for me at Pensacola because of our success there in the past is obviously high. But with Highlands Motorsports, it's exciting to go into this race with them and see what we got.
Derek, let's go back to 2022 and the Snowball Derby win. 4 or 5 years prior to that, every year you led the majority of the laps, but that one victory had to wait till 2022. Take us through the 2022 race and what finally got you that first victory in that Snowball Trophy.
You know, the Snowball Derby, it's always going to be a 30 to 50 lap dash, because that's the way the cautions always seem to follow the comp cautions. And every year we had good car. There would be a good long run and a short run car, but at that end stage or that final caution with 30 to go, it gives everybody a chance, one more shot at you. And what went wrong the years prior is they got one more shot at me, and they knew they had to take it both times with Majeski and Chandler, and it just didn't pay off for us. Obviously, a good result in the end, a second, something to hang your head about. But obviously, the win's what we wanted. But in 2022, our car was amazing, and every year we stepped it up. The first year we led 100 laps, I think, approximately. The second year was around 220. The last year, I think, with all the overtime cautions, was around 307. So that was one of those years where, Mike Keenan and Byron Campbell had an amazing program to cap off him ending and getting out of racing, and to have it be the Snowball Derby is a pretty special event. But that racetrack owes you nothing. So we showed up, we did what we could, we executed, and luckily we finally got one.
The Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour race number 2 is at Pensacola Speedway, Pensacola's Five Flag Speedway, coming up on March 23rd. You can see that on Track TV. It's a 12-race schedule, something you're kind of used to, but knowing the importance of every race, every point, coming off a 10th place finish at New Smyrna Speedway in race number 1, any worries or panic, or maybe it's confidence knowing you know this track very well and it could be a good points day for Highlands Motorsports and you guys?
Right. I think just take it one lap at a time. I try to approach it that way because it's easy to get overwhelming, trying to think about the entire picture all at once. So all we can do is eat that elephant one bite at a time. And luckily, Pensacola's somewhat been good to me in the past, and Josh Reeves has an amazing package, and Wade does an awesome job as a car owner. So we have all the pieces there. I think at New Smyrna, things didn't go as well as we wanted. We had a shot at a top 5, but a mistake by myself cost us that. And that's kind of part of it. I think with the stage racing, it creates a layer of difficulty that I'm not necessarily always accustomed to at the championships of years past for myself. So the stage racing is a different dynamic, and then to add in just the race distances and the tire itself is also a dynamic. And then the tire creates difficulties to pass. I think every lap, what used to be let's say a 10 or 15 lap tire, and you'd ride for a while. This tire here, I feel like 90% of your laps are qualifying laps, and the tire just doesn't wear out. So that creates smaller windows of opportunity to get around guys, I feel like. And then lane choice on restarts becomes a big deal as well. Also a gamble, depending on who you want to be behind. So all these little layers create difficulties and challenges, but we got great people in our corner, and I feel like that's half the battle. And hopefully we can just start putting races together and clicking them off.
Derek Thorn Racing is a logo we see on several cars. Jet Nolan has had great success working with you. He's a driver from the Southeast. You're from California. You're also working with a number of young drivers in California, getting their cars ready to go. Is this enjoyable to come as a hired gun to ASA Stars National Tour? And what's it been like balancing the schedule with young kids at home and getting to go racing with the Highlands Motorsports and doing a lot of other work for a lot of other teams?
Right. No, it gives me great perspective. And I feel fortunate at this point in my career to be even getting phone calls. And I'm just super appreciative to Josh and Wade that they're having me along. But to be able to have, the way they're doing things allows me to do my program out here on the West Coast. I have Taylor Mayhew driving for me this weekend at the Pro Late at Kern County Raceway. DTR is now part of a Trans Am team. So I'll be racing on Sunday at Button Willow here just outside of Bakersfield, and then flying out Wednesday, Thursday to come see Josh in Pensacola. Then the following weekend, flying out to see the Nolans to go do some testing. And then obviously we're going to Dominion not long after that. But, just to have the perspective, to have, your phone ringing, to be able to go and work with young drivers, old drivers, and everything in between, I feel like helps my perspective. It gets a little chaotic. I use my wife as the barometer to know how busy I am. When she starts, getting a little frustrated, I can completely understand from her behalf. And I have 2 kids, 5 and 7 at home. So the balance of life versus work is extremely hard to juggle at times. But luckily, I keep going back to this. I got great people in my corner, with the Highlands team included in my wife and everybody at DTR and Mike Keen and all of our great customers. Super thankful to them for the opportunities they're giving me. And I'm just trying to better myself in every category, whether it be a driver coach or driver itself or working on race cars, be a better crew chief, car chief, communication. So just fortunate to have the sponsors as we do and the people behind me.
Well, I'm certainly fortunate to be able to see every one of the ASA Stars National Tour races from the broadcast booth. Looking forward to seeing the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour race at a track you know very well, Good luck this next time you get a chance to race with us. I'm looking forward to seeing you March 23rd at Five Flags Speedway. Derek Thorn, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jim. As always, man, appreciate you guys.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Derek Thorn race with the ASA Stars, the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. Next race coming up quick. Sunday, March 23rd, a big 3-day weekend at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. You can catch all the action on Track TV. We'll be right back with more on the Bullring in a moment.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsmen, and Crown Stalks on Friday. The Arca Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The Road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to fiveflagspeedway.com.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
The Pro All-Star Series migrates south for the 20th annual Easter Bunny Weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway March 14th and 15th. See the past Super Late models kick off their season with not one but two huge nights of racing. The action begins Friday night and continues Saturday with past Super Late models, past Modifieds, and the Mass Street Stock Series. Don't miss the action at Hickory Motor Speedway live only on Racing America.
Welcome back to the Bullring. There's a lot of short track racing you can get at your local short tracks and catch it on Racing America and Track TV. It's great to go to the websites, racingamerica.tv and tracktv.com to find out what's coming up on television and, better yet, what's coming to your area. Let's take a look now at some upcoming races you'll find at Racing America and Track TV, and we hope to see you in the grandstands too. And a big race this weekend. Actually, there's two of them. The Pro All-Star Series is going to be heading to Hickory Motor Speedway in North Carolina. Friday night, Saturday night, 150-lap races. And guess what? One of the busiest guys in 2025 when it comes to super late model racing, Spencer Davis, joins us. And Spencer, you're racing this weekend at Hickory, back with the past series. It's been a few years, and it's kind of cool to see you getting a chance to race at Hickory with these guys again.
Yes, sir. No, looking forward to being back with the Pro All-Star Series. You know, the Mayberries treated us good for many years. Last time we raced, I think it was at Hickory at the Mega Meltdown, their first one, the big 300-lapper. And, man, looking forward to getting back with our Surf Mobile USA G Brown 96 Ben Kennedy racing machine.
Now, when it comes to Hickory, thank goodness you have laps there, and it's been a while in that series. But, man, that racetrack last year, the Easter Bunny 150 was one night. Then the other race you're going to race this weekend is another 150-lapper on Friday night, the St. Patrick's Day 150. So there's going to be a lot of racing. What are the nuances of Hickory Motor Speedway and racing as close as they do there?
Yeah, it's fun. I always call it a driver's track because, man, it's so rough. It tosses you around. It's like racing on a dirt track with potholes, essentially. Your car is always going to bottom out no matter what, and it wears out. I mean, it has a lot of tendencies of northern tracks. So, I mean, it's fun. It's going to be fun to have these guys come down and race them again. There's a lot of guys I probably haven't raced in over 10 years. So Hickory's going to be fun. It's going to toss you around. You're going to have to conserve your tires, but man, it's going to be a blast.
And I'm sure you love the idea that you're in a super late model with all that horsepower and those nice wide tires and getting after it. It's been a busy schedule. How did this Ben Kennedy Racing and Spencer Davis pairing come together?
It's this the product of last year. We ran really good in the Cars Tour. Tony Erie Jr., Tony Erie Sr., helped put me back on the map. The relationship Ben Kennedy's team has with Fury helped a lot in that. You know, Jimmy Kitchens that runs the program asked Tony Sr., Tony Jr. about who to put in their car to kind of evaluate it. My name immediately popped up. So those three guys right there, man, they put me in this position, and I haven't failed them yet. We've been good. We've been fast. And, it started as a one-off at New Smyrna, and it just grew from there. So, it turned out to a 15-race schedule and hopefully more this year.
We saw you on Track TV racing in that ASA Stars National Tour race at New Smyrna Speedway just about a month ago. Now that schedule has, I think, a few more of those races for you. The Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour racing. I saw Tony Erie Jr. there. How much you guys attacking this schedule of where you want to race versus perhaps running for points? What's the balance?
We're just going for a schedule that makes sense for the BKR guys. They want to run around the South, which is what we planned. We're here to win races for them. Put some banners up, as we joked about with Mr. Kennedy. So Hickory played out good. It was right in our backyard up here in North Carolina, place I run very well at. So I made sure to squeeze that one in. But as far as ASA stuff and, the Southern Super Series stuff, we're mainly targeting Pensacola, trying to get ready for the Derby. That's one race they want to run. It is the Snowball Derby. So we're like, well, you got to run all the Pensacola races, get our notebook up and go down there. I've only been down there once in probably 7-8 years. So run those, and then we're going to kind of pick and choose. It's mainly about being well prepared and going there and, showcasing that these guys are back on the map and to get them where they deserve to be.
We'll see a lot here in Racing America then when it comes to the Blizzard Series at Five Flag Speedway, and then as well as Track TV covering all the ASA sanctioned races. It's going to be kind of cool to see you do this. I want to go back about 10 years ago when I first met you. You were racing in the ARCA, what is now the East Series, ARCA Menard Series East, and getting those opportunities. But as a short track guy, it's been a process for you. It's kind of cool to see this is really clicking for you and getting NASCAR truck opportunities and all sorts of things now being thrown at you. It's not easy, but man, I'm so happy for you. Take us through what your schedule will be like this year.
We're going to run the BKR 96, about 15 races, and then I had about 10 to 12 races in my own car in the
Is that the one sitting behind you on that big fancy wall there?
Yes, sir. Yep, it's that one right there.
Okay.
Yep, that's our baby right there. But we got about 20 to 25 races scheduled this year. Just kind of picking and choosing. We're going to run some Cars Tour events. I think we got 2 of those. I'm going to try to hit up the big money races that we can run with the crate car, the Berlins, the big Lee Speedway race up there in about 2 months. All the Pensacola races with my car and with Ben's car, so the pro and super stuff that we can run. Then we'll run the doubles, for Pensacola Mobile, Pensacola Montgomery when we can. So it's really just about having fun this year, man. We chased points last year through no fault of our own. We wound up running the full Cars Tour season because things clicked real well and we saw ourselves in a points battle. And it was fun, but man, I want more banners. Sometimes when you're points racing, you got to be more conservative than you want to be. So it worked out. It's a good schedule, good relationship with the BKR guys. So everything's working real well together. It's awesome to have. I've told a lot of people it doesn't matter if I'm running on Saturday or Sunday. Short track racing is just as fun to me. It's competitive. These guys are tough. You run against your Bubba Pollards, you run against your Casey Broderick's, the Campy guys, anyone who's in his car, Stephen Nasty. So it's fun. These are guys I grew up racing around, and they grew up racing around me too. So it's fun to get back with them and be with the premier guys again.
Thinking back just to this most recent World Series of Asphalt Stock Car Racing in New Smyrna, how cool is that knowing you had a super fast pro late model and a super, you won a race, and you have to compete with a bunch of guys that now are going, okay, I got to worry about Spencer Davis. I thought he was just coming around and hanging around because Ben's got a car and a shop down the road here in Daytona, but you really had a statement kind of a week there. How important is that as you now get into the meat of the season?
We Cars Tour race last year, and you're running against a different group of guys. You're running against kids trying to make it to the next level. Then, you have more veterans. I would consider Caden Honeycutt a veteran. He's been around short track racing a while. And the team kind of rose to the top. It wound up being me and him racing for a championship. And, but here, these guys, when I left short track racing, Steven and Bubba and even Anthony himself were racing and they were winning, and to come back and those guys be doing the same thing, we kind of hop right back into the beat of things. We win our first night down there in the pro car against Connor Jones, hold him off. He's a strong contender. Then the super race, we had just passed Majeski for second when the caution came out. We ran out of fuel. So, man, it feels good. We're getting the Barons about us again on the super side, more so myself than Tony Jr., Tony Sr. But, man, it's fun to jump right back in it and be competitive. That was my biggest thing is I wanted to run good, wanted to be fast and have fun, and we're clicking off all of those.
Spencer Davis joining us here on the Bullring. I do want to talk about your NASCAR aspirations. You got some great opportunities. Are you still looking for some opportunities to race in the NASCAR National Series?
I'd run anything. The truck racing was fun, right? I mean, I got an opportunity to run for Kyle Busch for 5 races. We excelled there and just things didn't fathom. And then, I bounced around with some different teams, ran our own stuff for 3 years, I believe, kind of part-time. Most recently got to run the '04 truck for Corey Roper Racing there 2 years ago now, I believe. And if I go do it, I want to be in stuff that can win, be surrounded with people I want to be around. And that's the tough part about, the NASCAR aspiration stuff is it's just, there's so much that goes into it. And, things never really materialized on that. And, there's nothing wrong with, and I'm going to say his name a lot, with being above Apollo, being the king of short track racing. Man, he's made a lot of fun at it. He's had a real respected career, and he still has a respected career. So there's nothing wrong with that. Allows me to run my business and have fun. And man, it itches the urge because I know when I go race against these guys, again, a lot of them should be racing on Sunday and things just didn't work out. So there's nothing to be ashamed about that.
And I'm fully in your corner when it comes to knowing what's going on and how hard it is to get there. I've also seen you at the NASCAR Cup weekends, helping with race teams, helping Corey Roper, helping out with Bruce Cook. When it comes to those opportunities, you got to be seen kind of right, but also mechanically, you're learning a ton to apply when and if you get those chances. How much does that help you coming back to super late models, albeit a few years ago where you weren't involved in supers and now you're getting way into it the last year and now this year?
Yeah, I always went to the track. I just love being around racing, and it doesn't matter whether it's I've taken up spot in the last couple of years in driver coaching, mainly with Bruce Cook, helping kids come along and, try to grow them to the next level between late model stocks, Arcos, and truck stuff. And, I'll go mechanic if I don't need to be spotted. So I'll do whatever, I just love being there, being around those guys, and you'll be amazed at what you can get even just being at the track and not driving. So all of that matters, and just being hands-on, things evolutionize all the time in racing. So, super racing. When I got out of it, we were running, Augie Grills chassis. I have one in the shop still now, and you look at what we're running now versus what we're running then. A lot's changed, but I've stayed around it, even with kids, coaching them on the weekend, seeing stuff that's changed. And that kind of helped progress back into it when I got back to short track racing. But in the same hand, I still go help Bruce whenever he needs help, Mr. Cook, and, see how the big string stuff works still. So it's cool. I tell everybody, every kid that I've worked with, it's important to know the mechanics of the car, because if you can point them to a corner, you don't got to know everything, but, if you understand how a bump spring works or how the slugs work in the rear end, that's valuable time because, practice is getting shorter and shorter on them top 3 weekends. So the better you are, I feel like mechanically inclined. Look at Ryan Newman. He was very mechanically smart with the race car, and for the longest time, he was one of the best ones to beat. So I think it's very important on that aspect as well.
Spencer, when it comes to the nature of the sport, helping out young drivers, how does that help you that you can put a fire suit on and now race them and show them the way versus hoping for an opportunity that ultimately would be in competition with them? You're helping them in a way to help yourself, but talk about how that dynamic works with you and young drivers where you're giving them everything they possibly can have and absorb. Meanwhile, you're still pursuing your career. It's kind of a different balance than some, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I really didn't get to race much the last couple of years up until last year. I think I probably ran 4 to 6 races a year in our tour modified, just really focused on growing my business and, more on the teaching side, progressing those drivers that I've had to, I was blessed with the opportunity to help them through Cook Racing Technologies. And, it just, I joked about it. A lot of driver coaches, just some are really good. Some I was surprised they became driver coaches. So being able to go out there and still pick up trophies and, see these kids that I've helped, in the limited late model ranks, late model stocks, just getting started. Being able to race against them is cool. It sucks because I showed him to come with my tips and tricks because I didn't think I was going to have to race against him no more. But, once Carson Brown, he was running Bruce Cook's late model stock there when I first got into driver coaching the spot. And, man, it's cool to see him progress. And the kid had a ton of natural talent. And, not going to say I helped him the best. Not going to say I helped him the worst. But, I mean, it's cool to see him out there and race against him, every time we go crate racing now that I'm back super racing. I think that's awesome to see.
It's going to be fun to watch you this weekend on Racing America. 2 cracks at 150 lappers Friday night and Saturday night on Easter Bunny 150 weekend. You got to keep the fenders on, right? You're not taking 3 cars, are you, this weekend to Hickory?
No, sir. No, we got our one car locked and loaded, ready to go. It's actually the car we won, had New Smyrna with that first night. We got it swapped over, ready for some past racing, and hopefully it brings us some more luck. It's batting 500 right now, so we're going to see if we can help the odds on that thing. That Ben Kennedy Racing, like I said, GE Brown 96 with Surf Mobile ready to go.
Spencer Davis, it's awesome to spend time with you. We hope to do it again here on the Bullring. Thanks for your time on this program.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
There's a lot of great racing upcoming. We also saw some great racing already in 2025. Let's congratulate and take a look at some of the most recent winners in short track racing around America. Let's go around the horn on the Bullring.
Get ready, race fans. America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, April 5th for the 121st season opener at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Featuring 7 local divisions, Pro Late Models, Big Machine Vodka Super Trucks, Pascal Heating and Air Limited Late Models, Best Doctor Frontrunners, U.S. Air Force Legends, and CP Racewear Bandoleros battling it out on the quarter mile and the 5/8 mile track. For more information and advanced sale discounted tickets, visit www.nashvillefairgroundspeedway.racing. Season opener Saturday, April 5th.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Calling all race fans. We have launched a new travel site where the race fans can enjoy free savings and upgrades on all of their travel needs. RacerTravel.com is free to join and unlocks unpublished bookings and rates for our racing community. Up to 50% off on more than 1 million rooms across the U.S. and Canada with unpublished discounts on hotel bookings. Unlock a hidden selection of hotels and rates that cater to your travel preferences. Whether you're heading out to the track as a competitor, fan, or anything in between, use Racer Travel for all your race, business, and vacation travel needs.
Race fans, get ready! CRA Cabin Fever is coming to Shady Bowl Speedway in DeGraff, Ohio, Sunday, March 30th. See 4 CRA late models, CRA street stocks, modifieds, and Force compacts battle it out in a thrilling season opener. Racing starts at 2 p.m. Don't miss the action. Tickets available at the gate on race day. For more info, visit ShadyBullSpeedway.rocks. Sunday, March 30th, Shady Bowl Speedway. When the green flag drops, the excitement begins.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsman, and Crown Stocks on Friday. The Arca Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to FiveFlagSpeedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. NASCAR Truck Series champion Johnny Sauter is racing among the stars in the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour race at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola. Hope to see you there, or you can catch it all on Track TV. Again, that's on Sunday, March 23rd. Johnny Sauter and the Platinum team that Richie Waters is presenting for all of the races, he's in action at Pensacola's Five Flags Speedway coming up on a 3-day weekend. It's a big deal. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Now, 1 year ago, Gio Ruggiero was racing with the ASA Stars. He also was racing a little bit in the ARCA Menard Series East. Both of those series are in action this coming weekend, March 21, 22, and 23. Well, 1 year ago, Gio Ruggiero was able to win his first ARCA Menard Series East race and go on now to a full-time NASCAR truck opportunity because of that success he had already in March a year ago. It's great to see how that progression goes on, right? Well, let's now go back 1 year ago to the Sunshine State 200 presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch and catch up to speed on what all went down 1 year ago at Five Flags Speedway in the ASA Stars National Tour, race number 2 of 2024. Pace car is in. The Sunshine State 200 at Five Flags Speedway is about to get underway. On the inside is Matt Craig, to his outside, Casey Roderick, and here we go. Lead lap number 1, ever so slightly edge now. Single file into 1. Matt Craig drops into 2nd.
As we go yellow for the first time this afternoon, 50 laps down, and our first caution flag of the race coming out.
Casey Roderick comes down pit road. A couple of cars staying out are the 28 of Cole Butcher and the 22 of Gio Ruggiero. Into the team construction restart zone comes Cole Butcher, the control car on the outside of the front row. His teammate to the inside. Butcher will take us back to the green flag on lap 51 of the Sunshine State 200. This is the end of the stage. Stage 1 has concluded. Stage 1 winner is Cole Butcher. This is the first chance, however, that Atlantic Tilt Load team has gone to the right side tire change. The first time to pit road for Cole Butcher, who was leading at the time of this caution. Rolling through the gears. They want to increase the speed from turn 3 to the start finish. None of this shifting, none of this whole jerky-worky thing. Off with the restart. We're going to fly into the green flag. Back underway. Dan Spence's green flag. Lap number 78 begins with a battle of Roderick and Pollard.
And now the field will slow. Yellow flag out once again as the 26 of Roderick so far able to hold off the 28 of Cole Butcher.
That's the 33 of Dustin Smith. Came up off a turn 4 lame. It'll bring out the 5th caution, the Sunshine State 200. Back to green to lap 93 of the Sunshine State 200. It's Roderick on the inside, but it's got Butcher's name all over it with fresher right side tires. The red Toyota on the outside looks to be the one that should pull away, but here comes Roderick charging back on the inside.
Great run off the second turn. Dominating Cole Butcher. Half car length advantage going into 3. Pollard watching intently on whether an opening might come or not. Nearly some contact between the top 2. New leader, Cole Butcher.
There's a lot going on this half-mile racetrack. That's Jace Hansen on the outside, the red and white 008. He's got some issues.
Oh, Roderick around. Contact from Bolin sends the 5th place car around, stays in the gas, keeps going, and yellow lights are on. Nice 360. Nice job by Roderick as he is able to keep on the throttle.
And here is a pit stop for the leaders. We are under the second stage break. Pits are open, and here they come. The best of the best race in the ASA Stars National Tour. Back to green on lap number 151 of the Sunshine State 200.
Some contact between Pollard and Nassi for 3rd. More contact in turn number 2 for the lead. Maybe some contact between the team cars. Nassi tries to get back down. Pollard right in front of him. Nassi back to the inside. There's return contact in turn 4. It's wild on the restart with 49 to go.
With intent, Nassi wanted the inside. He wanted a piece of Pollard in the process. He's got both. He's got the inside. Does he have 3rd off of turn 4? The answer is yes, but Pollard got back into him again.
Yellow flag does wave, and believe it or not, it's the driver we expected to be up front at this stage of the race competing for a win. Mechanical issues, a puff of smoke, and slowing in 1 and 2 was the 26 of Bubba Pollard.
Pace car is in. Five Flag Speedway, 25 lap dash to the finish in the Sunshine State 200.
right through the dust and on the gas pedal. It's Cole Butcher on the outside. Jacob Gomes running the outside as well. He's back in second, losing ground now. On the inside, here comes Ruggiero on the charge again.
Great battle between the team cars, bumping tires down in turn 3. Ruggiero pulling forward by inches at the line. He has the lead on 176, pulling the crossover in 2. Can he get there? Going to 3. He's there in turn 3.
And as they tussle, up the banking that time, Butcher gets a little bit high, but clears Ruggiero. What a great move of back up and run. To the bottom, it's Butcher now back in control. The Sunshine State 200. To the checkered flag comes Cole Butcher out of Nova Scotia to victory lane in the ASA Stars National Tour. Butcher wins the Sunshine State 200.
What an impressive effort from this team for Cole Butcher.
And our Charlie Crawl is there.
You are. And a jubilant Cole Butcher down here at Victory Lane. You're looking at these tire marks. This car was clean until about 25 laps to go. Got a little rough there at the end. But you're down here in Victory Lane. How was it out there today?
It was the best car I think I've ever had here. I can't thank my crew, Wilson Motorsports, Bond, Will, Jerry, Stump, Andrew, my wife, my parents, Atlantic Tolo, Tile Construction, my main man Jerry, Hanging on Fisheries, PFC Brakes, Swiss Springs. All the 5 flags are putting this on. This is the best car I think I've ever had, and I can't thank Gio for racing me clean, and this felt good.
It's been an exciting week learning who the Kawicki Driver Development Program drivers are for 2025. A new driver has been announced every day this week, and we're so fortunate to be happily joined by a 2025 Fabulous 5 Underbird driver. Let's welcome in from Vermont, Taylor Hoar. Taylor, congratulations on being a finalist in the program.
Thank you. It is such an honor. I'm just so excited.
One of 5 drivers that get to race for the Kawicki Cup this year. What drew you into doing this? I know Max Crookston is a driver you talked to. He's won the Kawicki Cup. He won that year-end championship. That's got to be a big deal knowing that you can perhaps repeat as another Northeasterner.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And Max has been in my corner a lot, helping me with the little tips and tricks on kind of how to get myself in. And I've been in contact with Derek Luchaki's fiance, Maddie, and Kate Ray. So there's been so many people in my corner trying to help me get into this program. So it's been such a relief and just so exciting to finally get in and get the chance to run for the Cup.
Just your second year late model racing upcoming, but a lot goes into applying for the Kawicki Driver Development Program. I know firsthand that Alan's old crew chief and the championship crew chief, Paul Andrews, is part of the selection committee. So going through that process, how ready are you for 2025?
Feeling pretty ready. The selection process was definitely nerve-wracking just because I know that there were so many talented drivers that applied and from all over. And especially, I feel like the little state of Vermont could get overlooked. But it's really cool to be here and know that, a lot of Alan's crew helped select me to be one of the 5. So it's really exciting and just such an honor, really.
Alan Kawicki was the 1992 NASCAR Cup Series champion. He perished in a 1993 airplane crash, and his mother Thelma started with the Kawicki Driver Development Program. And I've been involved in that whole process, and I'll admit to you that I'm so excited to see drivers like you, Taylor, getting a chance to get national recognition for racing where you want to race and racing into the Milk Bowl like you did last year, that kind of thing. So me being a Milwaukee guy, I went to the same high school Alan Kawicki did. I also graduated from UW Milwaukee, where Alan graduated from, not the same major, but I've followed him since his dirt track days. That's important to me to know, but also I know you've got a racing background as well. A second-generation racer with your dad winning so many championships, 8, I believe, in the ACT Tour. Were you born to race? Was this part of the family tradition for you growing up?
I actually was almost born at a racetrack. My mom went into labor with me at Airborne Speedway. So let's just say I was definitely born into the sport. I'm actually a 3rd-generation race car driver. My grandfather, Doug Hoar, raced too. So it definitely means a lot because it's very family-oriented for us. And obviously my dad, he did so well in racing and made a very good name of his own. So big footsteps to follow, but very excited to have that mentor. And it's definitely in our blood, let's just say that.
Yeah, I got a chance to call some of the races your dad was in when he raced in what is now the ARCA Menard Series East, and even back to the Toyota All-Star Showdown days when he traveled all the way to Irwindale, California to race, and those were on Speed Channel back in the day. So that was kind of cool. I got to see him race at that level, but I haven't seen him race ACT racing much, and that's where you're headed this coming year. What kind of schedule are you going to have this coming year, Taylor?
Yeah, so we're going to be at Thunder Road again for the full-time season. And then we're going to be trying to make a few trips over to White Mountain for the Walls Platinum Series. And we're also going to try and follow ACT to Oxford and maybe a few other races. They race Oxford twice. We are potentially looking into Seekonk and Star Speedway. but totally in the air. Just kind of depends on how our Thursday nights go. So, but we're really going to focus on Thursday night at Thunder Road.
I got information that your older brother Justin is also a racer. What do you guys race, and is he going to be helping you, or are you going to be competing against him on a given racetrack?
So we actually compete against each other every Thursday. He comes out of a different shop for Arnie Hill, so he's got a great opportunity there with his own car owner. But he is my car chief, actually, so he works primarily on my car and is really helpful for that. And luckily, he hasn't put a bad setup in my car yet, so I don't beat him or anything. But it's been really cool to get to race side by side with him. And we've had a few finishes where we're side by side for a heat race win or something. So it's been really cool, and he's just one of my best friends and biggest supporters, so it's very cool and full circle.
And Taylor, as a college student, there's a lot to balance here as you go through this process. And part of the Quickie Driver Development Program is also doing things outside racing to honor Alan's legacy and doing something in the community. What are you doing specifically? And I know you had a chance to meet some very special young people at a camp recently with your brother and your race car showing off at a camp with kids with cancer.
Yeah, so in South Hero, Vermont, there's a camp called Camp Tecumseh, and we were invited to bring our race cars there for their Rev Your Engines themed week. And it was really cool because there was not just our late models there, but there was a few drag racers and just street cars. So it was really cool to get to talk to the children and just see what they've been through, because you could think you have hard days and everything, but you'll never know what these people and these children have been through. And it's really inspiring and really heartwarming just to see how hard they're persevering just to make it through their next day. And to hear their stories was really heartwarming. I kind of went in there to hopefully inspire them, but honestly, I came out and they inspired me. So it's definitely something I want to be more involved with for sure in this Quickie Driver Development Program and just outside of it as well.
Taylor, the other thing you have going on, I also understand you get the chance to play around in the gymnasium still as a gymnast, helping other gymnasts. How does gymnastics play into your conditioning and your mindset and helping others as you progress through your college and racing career?
Yeah, I love it. It was my first sport that I ever loved, and I think that's why, I didn't get into racing for so long, because that was the sport that I was really into and dedicated to. So I think a lot of the same traits and qualities go into racing. You have to have a lot of dedication and perseverance. There's a lot of injuries that come in gymnastics, and, there's a lot of wrecks that come in racing. So, it's all about persevering and having a tough mindset, but also the physical demands. Obviously, gymnastics is really physically demanding, but so is racing in a total different realm. So I'm really sure to keep on top of my working out and everything. But I'm very thankful that I have gymnastics as my background, because it kind of guides me on what I need to work out and how I like to work out. And I really enjoy working out. So it's really exciting, but I also love it because I kind of get to continue my love for gymnastics, but also inspire the younger ladies in just a different way than I get to with racing. So I love everything about it.
And as the first female since Kate Ray in 2022 to be a Quickie Driver Development Program finalist, I would think there's going to be a few more girls tugging at you at autograph sessions and at racetracks and where you may find yourself in the community. That's going to be kind of neat to kind of have that ambassadorship, if you will, as part of this as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. It really is so inspiring. And I always just like to say, some days we'll have a really bad day at the racetrack, but if you get to talk to the fans, it kind of reminds you of why you're doing it. I had a race this summer where it destroyed the race car just about, and I had a bunch of young ladies and younger gentlemen come into the pit, and I got to talk to them, and it really lifted me back up and really got me excited to come back and try my best for the next week, because I have those little kids looking up to me, and that's really something special to know that I'm their hero. So that's really cool, because I never thought I'd get to be somebody's hero. So it's very inspiring in a different way.
And you got a chance to, as your third generation racer, to find out how cool that is to have people come up and say, hey, to your dad, can you sign my checkered flag? And now you get the chance to kind of do that and represent the sport as well. We can't thank you enough for joining us on the program. If you want to find out everything that's going on with Taylor's progression throughout the year, go to quickiedp.com. That's the website that's going to track the fabulous 5 Underbirds throughout 2025. And Taylor, we're so excited for you. We can't thank you enough for your time tonight here in the Bullring.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
NASCAR is returning to the historic Rockingham Speedway for 2 days of racing you don't want to miss. Friday, April 18th, the Black's Tire 200. See the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series in person. Then a doubleheader on Saturday, April 19th. First, Arca Menard Series East. And then the North Carolina Education Lottery 250 presented by Black's Tire. Witness Casey Kane make his big return as he races in the Xfinity Series. Be at the only NASCAR Races Easter weekend. Buy your tickets now at racetherock.com.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
The Pro All-Star Series migrates south for the 20th annual Easter Bunny Weekend at Hickory Motor Speedway March 14th and 15th. See the past Super Late models kick off their season with not one but two huge nights of racing. The action begins Friday night and continues Saturday with past Super Late models, past modifieds, and the Mass Street Stock Series. Don't miss the action at Hickory Motor Speedway live only on Racing America.
The big weekend returns to Five Flags Speedway March 21st through the 23rd. Outlaws, Pro Trucks, Sportsman, and Crown Stocks on Friday. The ARCA Menard Series Pensacola 150 and the Vors Compact Tour on Saturday. The Road to the Snowball Derby kicks off Sunday with the ASA Stars National Tour. March 21st through the 23rd. For discount tickets, go to FiveFlagsSpeedway.com.
Welcome back to the Bullring. I get the chance to be with all the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour teams in Pensacola, Florida. ARCA East is racing. Weeknight racing on Friday night for the weekly programs is all happening on a big weekend, March 21, 22, and 23. Let's take one more look at some upcoming races you'll find on Racing America and Track TV. We love and cover all things short track racing. Looking forward to seeing you at Pensacola's Five Flags Speedway or at a bull ring near you. I'm Jim Tretow on behalf of our entire crew. We hope you enjoyed the show. We'll catch you next time. The Bull Ring is produced and hosted by Jim Tretow. Producer Kurt Schrader. Video editor Vincent Villarreal. Special thanks Bob Sargent and Marty Mello Track Enterprises. Colin Smith with Racing America and Tony Stevens. The Bull Ring is an exclusive presentation produced by Track Enterprises in conjunction with Racing America.